What's good, TikTok and YouTube? Today, I ain't gonna be giving y'all a prison story. Today, I'm gonna be giving y'all a life story. And the life story, this is my life story and a lot of lessons that I've learned in life. And if you see the title of the video is called "Commitment to Being a Junkie." And you're saying, what does that mean? Well, for me, it means that at times in my life, I did everything possible to maintain being a junkie. And what I mean by that is this: a lot of my life, I've used different drugs. My first drug of choice ever was probably cocaine powder. I started using cocaine when I was around maybe 18, 19 years old. I smoked a little weed here and there. I drunk, but I was always more into the powder, snorting powder, getting high. I thought it was having fun. And when I was probably maybe, I'm gonna say 27 years old, I had maybe what you call a slight heart attack, where I was rushed to the hospital. Uh, I had snorted maybe like an 8 ball of powder. That's a lot if you don't know. It's a whole lot for one person to take in. And that day right there, I decided I wasn't gonna do it anymore. The doctor told me if you keep doing it, Carlos, you're not gonna be with us much longer. So I quit. I left it alone for years. I didn't smoke weed. I drunk a lot, but I wasn't using drugs. I was doing fine in my life. I was out here in the streets though. And one thing I'm gonna tell you about the street life: if you're dealing with drugs, I mean, people don't really want to believe this, but if you're dealing with drugs, I was hustling, selling drugs. I'm touching it all the time. I'm doing this and that. You're gonna find yourself one way or another, either using the drug. Drugs can be harmful, using it or even touching it. Certain drugs, when you touch it, it can get in your system and it can be harmful to you. People have had heart attacks from touching cocaine too much, your sweating going in your pores, fentanyl. These drugs really affect you without even, you taking it in. And I started maybe, I'm going to say 10 years ago. I had a toothache and I started taking pills. One of my cousins gave me a Lortab, and I drunk a lot, so the pill gave me, with this alcohol gave me an extra high, an extra boost, and I was feeling good. So it started from there. I started taking a pill here and there. Next thing I know, I went from taking one pill to two pills to three pills, and then I looked up and I was taking 15 to 20 pills a day. So it becomes a moment where the Percocets, I went from Lortab to Percocets. The Percocets, they started, they didn't work as well. I was like, I gotta find something a little stronger. So I went from Percocets, and somebody told me about Roxy's. They got Roxy 10s, 5, 15s, 30s. I started taking the Roxy, I think 15 first. And from there, I graduated to the Roxy 30s. Now I'm taking the Roxy 30s. Now it's getting to where I could take 5, 6, 7 of those a day. So now they're not doing what they're supposed to do anymore. Now I need something a little stronger. So, old panels. Old panels came out on the market. Now I'm taking old panels. Old panels, I'm going to tell you about drug habits and how much money and what you're willing to do to get it. I was spending $4,000 or $5,000 a month on drugs. Now, note, I'm not working. I was hustling. So I had the money coming in. But it gets harder and harder to support a drug habit. Now, your priorities don't become your family or any of that anymore. That same money that I was using to do things, to buy nice clothes and everything else, now it became my drug money. I didn't have no spare change. And this is how it affects you from taking care of your family, from doing the things you need to do. There's a lot of things that come from using drugs, and especially financially. So now I'm on the old panels. I'm getting to where I'm taking the 40 milligram old panels. I'm taking maybe 2 a day, 3 a day. Now, they're getting where they don't work no more. Someone comes along and tells me this is when fentanyl hits. Hey man, there's these pills, man. They look like Roxys, but they've been laced with fentanyl. Somebody tells me just take a half first so you can see how it affects you because you don't want to take too much. I take a half of it. Man, it was a different type of high. And I ain't gonna lie to you. The one thing about getting high, any person that's ever used drugs will tell you that the truth is it's the best feeling in the world. And that's what gets you. And that's what brings people back to drugs. That's what makes people go back. You know what I'm saying? People get high and they want to go back to using. So I started doing those fentanyl pills. Next thing you know, I don't know why it started affecting me. It made me, it would make me It had me doing jumping jacks, off the wall stuff, just crazy stuff. I'm getting high. I'm taking 2 or 3 fentanyl pills a day. Now I'm getting to where the fentanyl pills is I can't get a hold of the fentanyl pills no more. So what did I do? When I couldn't get the fentanyl pills no more, somebody told me about powder form fentanyl. Hey, they got it in the powder form, Carlos. So what did I do? I went to somebody I knew that had the powder form fentanyl, and I grabbed, you know what I'm saying? Probably I grabbed a gram or whatever, and I tried it, and I ended up liking it. And from there, I started using and using and using more. And then it got to a point, man, with a fentanyl, powder form fentanyl, it just had me, it's basically the same thing as heroin. It might be a little stronger. I don't know. Sometimes I might have been using heroin. I didn't know the difference anymore. I didn't care. But all I knew was that I was running around the projects crazy. People were making videos of me. It changed my whole life. And man, everything in my life changed. I done things I never thought I would do. I remember, man, the worst thing I done to this day, and I regret it. But this, I got a loving and God-fearing mother who taught me about God and the belief. And because of her and her prayers and her believing in me and not giving up on me, I never was homeless. You know, I never had to worry about having a meal. My mother was there every step of the way, and I took her through a lot of rough nights, and I made my mom cry a lot of times, man. And I still to this day, even though the relationship me and my mom had was beautiful, I still regret what I done. And it hurts me. And that's one of the things I made a promise. I would never make my mama cry again. You know what I'm saying? That's something I don't never want to do. I never want to see my mama cry again because of the mistakes I was making. But, you know, I stole from my mother. I stole a watch from her, $500 watch. And I sold it. You know what I sold it for? $50 worth of fentanyl. I didn't even get what the watch was worth. I wanted to get high so bad that I let somebody basically beat me out of a $500 watch. And, you know, it was a so-called friend. They didn't care. You know what I'm saying? They didn't say, Carlos, no, I can't, you know what I'm saying? They knew it was my mama watch. No, Carlos, I can't take that watch. You know what I'm saying? Take it back home. People don't care. They only want to put their money in their pocket. One day, me and my brother, my little brother, you know, we was talking. And he was like, man, Carlos, you gonna die. He was crying. I was crying. And he was telling me to get myself together. And I was like, bro, I was just tired. I was praying to God. My mama told me, even when I was getting high and I was out of my mind, I would be in the house and I was going crazy. And she was there with me. She said, I would be praying to God. And I was asking God to change me and to help me get off the drugs. And I was tired. I was really tired. I was ready to give up on life. And one day, I just decided I was going to the rehab. I didn't know how. I didn't have the money to pay for it. But me and my brother called on their phone that day. And God answered my prayers. Buffalo Valley accepted me. I didn't have to pay a dime. And when I got to Buffalo Valley, I was 135 pounds. I'm 200 pounds now. So that tells you how small, and this is my regular weight. That tells you how small I had gotten. I had went from wearing a 38 in the waist all the way down to like a 30. You know, so I went to Buffalo Valley and I started to change. I started off on the Suboxones. Suboxone is a drug that helps you get off of drugs, but I'm gonna let you know it's also addictive. So anybody that trying to get off drugs, I tell you, ain't nothing wrong with taking Suboxones. Suboxones, one thing about it, it's safe and it's gonna save your life. But at the same time, Suboxones can also become addictive. I know people that misuse them. But I got on the Suboxones, and what I did in the rehab is something I didn't let the rehab know. They was giving me a high dosage. I started winging myself off the Suboxones before I got out. I didn't want to ever allow myself to be addicted to anything else. So I went from taking maybe 2 pills a day to 1 pill a day. From 1 pill a day to a half a pill a day. And then skipping a day. Now I had to take it because I had to keep it in my system because you took drug tests and I didn't want to get kicked out the rehab. So I did that, for the whole time I was there. I stayed 90 days in the rehab. From the rehab I went to a transitional living. You know, the thing about it, transition living is a house you pay $75 rent a week, which basically adds up to about $300 a month, which was good. You know what I'm saying? It was me and another roommate, a good friend of mine now, Danny. We both was in the program together, and we came through the program together. Once, that my girl seen that I was really sincere and I was really a changed person, she decided to, I said, listen, I'm paying rent here, I'm paying rent there. I don't want to keep doing that. I had got me a good job, my life was changing. I was getting things in order. She gave me a second chance. She let me come back home to be with her and my son. And man, it's the best feeling in the world to be able to raise my son, to see the smile on his face, to know that my kids know that their dad is back. I'm telling you, you let a lot of people down. Not only yourself, you let a lot of people down when you out here using these drugs. I don't want to make this video too long because I really want people to hear my story. And I want people to understand what I'm saying. I don't want nobody to lose focus because it's important. But I'm telling you, while I was at the rehab, one of my closest friends, a girl, you know what I'm saying? Her name was Darla. I called her Baby. Everybody called her Baby. She lost her life, you know what I'm saying, because of a drug overdose. Darla, I hope you're looking down on me smiling right now. And I hope you know what I'm saying, because we used to talk about the change and getting ourselves together. And I just hope you're proud of me. And I miss you. And I wish you could be here with me right now. And I pray for your kids daily. And I just want everybody to know, man, in life, you can do anything you want. But I also understand when you change, what comes with change is jealousy and envy. People want to see you down. I'm going to tell you how bad people want to see you down. I went out last weekend. I don't go out and do anything really. I went by my friend's house. I work 10, 12 hours a day. I also was working 2 jobs. I be tired. I really go to work. So we went to the club. I kind of fell asleep. I was tired. First thing somebody said, the story came out, I was high. That let me know then, and it was a friend that said this. So that let me know right then how bad. Luckily it was enough people with me, even my girl that knew it was a lie. And you know what I'm saying? But it hurt me because I said this is how people still look at me. People would never want to look. They don't ever want to see the good you. They always want to look at you and look down on you. No one wants to see you doing good, man. It's crazy. Some people do. I can't say everybody. But there's a lot of people that you think are your so-called friends. When you start seeing these things, separate yourself from these people. And I just want to tell everybody, man, if you out there and you on them drugs and you need help, man, contact me. And I'll do everything I can to help you. One thing about when you get clean, you're supposed to always try to help others and reach back. And that's what I'm here for. My stories, you know what I'm saying, about my life, about prison and everything. Like I said, it's not to glorify it, but to let people know, man, that I come from the bottom and I'm here still because of God's grace and mercy. Everybody have a blessed day. Thank you.